Hi, thank you, Selena. My name is Deborah Bassett. The gentleman whom I'm about to present to you today is a very dear friend and colleague of mine, as well as a personal hero. I think it's very befitting that Selena just spoke on taking risks, because this gentleman has spent the better part of his life taking very calculated risks for the sake of defending and protecting the oceans, the animals, the planet. His clients are whales, dolphins, sea turtles. He'll tell you that himself. Who here has seen the hit show Whale Wars? Well, long before that show came on the air, Captain Paul Watson has been defending and protecting marine life since 1971, when he was the youngest founding member of Greenpeace. He left in 1977 to start the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society and has since been coming up against all sorts of characters on the oceans. He has been fired upon, his vessels have been fired upon in international waters. He has been arrested several times. He has had his life threatened. He's actually been shot. He puts himself in the line of danger every single day. I can't think of anyone who is more befitting to speak on the topic of courage and resilience. I think if Tom Petty knew Paul, he probably would have written that song about him, I Won't Back Down, because this man is someone who clearly will not, has not, will never back down. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us a warm welcome to Captain Paul Watson.
Thank you. I think they're going to show a brief film clip before I speak.
Today's top story, an activist anti-whaling group has clashed in waters off the Antarctic coast with the Japanese whaling fleet.
The group says it's driven the whalers out of Australian Antarctic waters and will continue to pursue and harass the Japanese fleet wherever it goes in a bid to save whales.
Our mission here, and this is the 5th year we've been down here, is to obstruct, intervene, interfere, harass, and try and shut down illegal whaling by the Japanese whaling fleet and the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary.
There's nothing wrong with being aggressive as long as you respect the sanctity of life.
Sea Shepherd maintains its anti-violence, saying in its 30-year history, none of its actions have resulted in any injury.
We've told the Japanese captain that we're not tolerating their illegal whaling activities, which are prohibited by a federal court order from the nation of Australia. What Japan's doing down there is completely illegal. They're killing endangered species in an international sanctuary. As long as the Japanese whaling fleet is down here operating illegally, we will continue to come down here and oppose them.
I love Paul Watson. I love what he does. It's like, what a beautiful, admirable, wonderful thing that he does out there defending animals and creatures that cannot defend themselves.
The state of the oceans right now is exceptionally serious. Almost every commercial fishing operation is in a state of diminishment or decline. The oceans are dying, and if they die, we die. It's as simple as that. What makes the difference really in the conservation movement is not governments, it's not big organizations, it's really the passion of individuals.
Thank you. I just returned last month from the Southern Oceans, where we spent 3 months chasing the Japanese whaling fleet for about 8,000 miles along the Antarctic coast. This was our 6th voyage to the Southern Ocean and our most successful. This year, for the first time, we saved more whales than they killed. We saved 528, they killed 507. But we also cost them about $132 million in losses. And that is the language they understand, profit and loss. And that's why we've been down there, to make sure that every year they do not make a profit. Our goal is to sink the Japanese whaling fleet economically, that is to bankrupt them, and I think that we're going to be able to do that. Now, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for my crew, all volunteers from all over the world. And one of the criticisms of people who see whale wars is that my crew are inexperienced and some people say incompetent. But you know, I couldn't pay people, I couldn't pay professionals to do what my volunteers do. You can't buy that kind of passion, and that's why we have them. And I took some comfort by looking at the letters to the editors of the London Times in 1911, when a similar criticism was directed towards Ernest Shackleton for having incompetent, inexperienced crew. And Shackleton said, you know, I don't want professionals, I want men who have the passion to get me to the pole and to get me back alive. And that's what I have with my crew. And in 33 years, we've never had anybody seriously injured. We've never injured anybody. We've never been convicted of a felony, and we've never been sued because we're going up against people who are committing crimes on the high seas. We are there to uphold international conservation law, and we act in accordance with the United Nations World Charter for Nature, which allows for non-government organizations and individuals to do so. And when people say, you know, why are you taking the law into your own hands? We're doing it because the governments of the world do not have the economic and the political will to do it. We have all of the rules and regulations and treaties we need to protect the oceans, but we don't have the politicians willing to do anything about it. And for instance, with the protection of whales, it all sounds very good. Everybody signs the papers, but when it comes down to enforcement, they don't do it. There's no difference between the Japanese poachers in the Southern Ocean and elephant poachers in East Africa, except for the fact that the elephant poachers are black, they're poor, and they get shot for what they're doing. These guys get away with it because they're wealthy and come from a wealthy